Welcome to Create and Orchestrate. Today, we're going to talk about why leaders need partners.
I'm Marcus Whitney, and this is Create and Orchestrate.
So, we're in a presidential election cycle here in America, and it's inevitable. You can't really avoid it. I think it is a time where we all reflect on leadership and think about leadership and think about what leadership really means. As an entrepreneur, I have a very kind of specific definition of leadership, or maybe what I think is the most important part of leadership. I believe the most important part of leadership is creating a culture, right? Creating a culture that infuses the organization and drives the decisions that people make, as well as the way that they go about carrying out those decisions, okay? And that is not an easy thing to do. Different people have different ways of approaching creating a culture. A lot of people do it by example, by the example that they set. A lot of people do it through extensive mentorship. But however you go about creating that culture, creating a culture is not the only thing that an organization needs, right? There's a lot of executional things that need to happen. There's a lot of operational things that need to happen. There's a lot of financial things that need to happen. And it is really, really difficult for a leader. When I say a leader, I'm talking about like the pinnacle. And this is why I'm kind of talking to you about this, because if you're thinking about being a founder or thinking about being an entrepreneur, this is you. This is you, the leader, right? It's no accident that we've designed our election process to have a president and a vice president, or a mayor and a vice mayor, or a governor and a vice governor, or lieutenant governor, and that the partner of the superior leader usually runs an internal body. So like the vice president is the president of the Senate, for example, right? That's not on accident, right? We need, as leaders, to have partners who will handle large amounts of responsibility so that we can do the most important thing that we're supposed to do, which is to establish a culture. It's the most important thing that we have to do. I look at the work that our mayor here in Nashville is doing, and she seems like she never sleeps because she's constantly running around town at every single event, speaking out on behalf of things or against things that may not be in line with her agenda or the principles that she's trying to establish here in the city of Nashville. And that's amazing, right? And someone might look and say, man, well, how does she get anything done then, right? I mean, she's running all over town, she's doing all these different appearances. Like, how does she actually get anything done? And the answer is she's got an amazing team and she's got a partner, right? There's a chief operating officer of our city, and he's doing a lot of the day-to-day operational work inside of the office. He's got a team that he's in charge of managing. That partnership allows for the overall organization to perform at its highest level. So think about that same thing when you're thinking about your organization, right? Far too few founders think about the importance of partnership, right? And look, we have eyes in the front of our head. You can't see what's behind you, right? But you need visibility into what's behind you. You need partnership. You cannot achieve the greatest potential of your organization by yourself. You just can't. So if you're not a fan of partnership, just also be a fan of reaching about half the potential that you could. That's okay, right? That's not a big deal. But it's very, very difficult for one person to do it all. For one person to establish an amazing culture and be an amazing inspirational leader, right, and visionary, and also handle all the day-to-day operational finance things, it's almost, I've never really seen that done well, right? So Leaders need partners, right? Leaders need partners. People look at leaders and they give them all sorts of credit for everything that they're doing, but always know that there's someone behind them, on the side of them, that is just as important to the organization and is really kind of the battery in that person's back. So if you are that lieutenant, that number two, I'm a number two at Jumpstart, you're vitally important. If you are a founder and a leader, just know ultimately, if you don't have that partner yet, you're gonna need that partner to be able to reach the heights that you want for your organization. So leaders need partners. Just want to drop that on you. One love.